wasn't too fond of what we saw from the Sixers last night. They got their asses handed to them by the Knicks. Now, a predictable asses handed to them in that first game back from a trip, last game before All-Star break, no Embiid. It was just like, and the Knicks are playing particularly well. So that not surprising. Mm-hmm. But just a couple of things. What do you want first? Do you want Embiid or Jared McCain? Which part of this do you want first?
Well, let's get Embiid out of the way first because Jared McCain's going to take a while.
Well, here is Nick. Now, just to clarify, the official report on Joel Embiid was that he missed the Portland game with right knee injury management, and he missed the game last night with right knee injury management. That's what they said. Here is Nick Nurse.
Yeah. I think that's the report. Is that he's had some, I think it's right knee soreness. After the game in Phoenix. Yeah, after the game in Phoenix. Yeah, that's it.
Is it still bothering him right now?
I mean, it's bothering him enough that he's not playing. I think it is improving a little bit, but just not quite there to get out there tonight.
Is the hope that the break comes at an opportune time for him to get a bit of an extended break to be able to come back and hopefully be ready to go?
Yeah.
You guys are back next week.
Yeah, I think that, along with the first question, I think that anybody that's a little bit sore and dinged up has a chance here to get some treatment for a week and off their feet for a week, and he would certainly be included in that for sure.
Okay, so a couple of things. Richard Jefferson during the broadcast last night applauded the Sixers for their transparency on the Embiid thing. So that's not true at all. So just a couple of things. That is the first time anybody with these last two missed games has said anything about soreness. You can miss a game with right knee soreness, or you can miss a game with injury management. They usually use the injury management thing when it's a back-to-back and they're giving them a night off. Mm-hmm. So they used that twice. Nobody ever said anything about soreness until Nick Nurse said it right there about soreness after the Phoenix game. Mm-hmm. So he had it after the Phoenix game. That is why he missed the Portland game, and that is why he missed the New York game. Now, I know the Sixers could say injury management is a catch-all phrase. It is, but it's not how they use it. They have used management as giving him a break. Soreness is when there's something wrong. Another thing worth noting here with the transparency thing, that is not the knee he had surgery on. He had surgery on his left knee, not his right knee. So it is his right knee that caused him to miss 3 weeks of basketball earlier this year without any clarity as to what happened to his right knee. Mm-hmm. There was not a moment or an injury. They have not diagnosed an injury. They have not said when it happened, only that he has missed more games this year due to his right knee than due to his left knee. Mm-hmm. So the transparency thing, and look, maybe he goes through the All-Star break and everything's fine. There was no way he was getting through the year without missing games because of a knee. Sure. But the fact that he has been playing 34 and a half minutes a game for the last month and a half is psychotic. It is a psychotic, dumb thing for them to do. It's dumb for him to do. It's dumb for them to do. That is the most minutes he's ever played in a season was 34 and a half minutes a game. And for the last almost 2 months, he's been averaging 34 and a half minutes a game.
Yeah, you got to dial it back, man.
I don't care if they lose games. He can't play 34 and a half minutes a game and expect to get through the season and get to the playoffs, which they want him to do healthy. Yeah. There's no way.
You got to come back after this All-Star break looking to try to be around that 30-minute mark.
Yes. Yes.
You just do.
Yes. I don't care if your points. I don't care. Yeah. I don't care if you're not going to average 30 points a game. I'm not.
Yeah, you can't worry about that stuff.
I don't care.
Yeah. See, and what happened is he started feeling good out there,
and he overdid it.
And that's what happened. That night, what was the night? He played 44 minutes one night?
42 or 44 in an overtime game.
That's unbelievable.
He should never play 44 minutes.
He should never play
unless it's the playoffs.
Yes. In a week. You shouldn't even play 44 minutes in a week.
Yes.
Now, why did you think that Nick Nurse's answers there were also weird?
Well, he's irritated.
Well,
he was irritated, but also it didn't sound like he knew.
It didn't sound like he knew. Well, it almost sounded like they gave him the answer.
Well, he wants to be careful to not give any information that, now he screwed up, and he did, but he wants to not give any information that isn't already out there. Right. So when he says, I think that's what the report is, that is him agnowledging that something was said publicly. He just doesn't want to get anybody fined.
Gotcha.
That is it. They got fined a couple $100,000 earlier this year or last. I think it was the first game of this year or something for for not.
with the injury.
So he's just trying to stay out of that. But it did not give any clarity as to how he feels. Okay. Now the Jared McCain thing.
Yes.
So just to be clear, the Sixers did not have Quentin Grimes last night, which left them with 2 playable guards on a whole team. Now,
they had a glut of guards.
No, glut of guards. No time for Jared McCain. 2 guards.
Yep.
If we're not counting Kyle Lowry, which we're not. So
Kyle Lowry wouldn't even count Kyle Lowry.
So I just want to ask you guys, an NBA team that is expected to go deep into the playoffs, like Daryl said, should have more than 3 total playable guards.
Obviously.
Right?
Yes. It's a damn guard league. Yeah,
right.
At least 4.
Right. So, again, to be clear, if Tyrese Maxey were to miss 2 weeks, VJ Edgecombe were to miss 2 weeks, Quentin Grimes was to miss 2 weeks, there is no one to replace them in the rotation. No one. They're playing Trendon Watford as a guard because they have no guards. And we were told that the reason that Jared McCain would never get time here is because of the glut of guards they have and because they drafted VJ Edgecombe. So they traded him to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the deepest team in the league and the best team in the league. Acknowledge going through a couple of injuries, but they have players they understand that it is important to have players. Okay, so Jared McCain in a win last night had 12 points. He played 21 minutes, had 12 points, 5 rebounds, shot 5 of 8 from the field, 1 assist, 2 steals. Looked great out there, running offense for him, all that stuff. Here is Mark Daigneault, the Oklahoma City Thunder head coach, on Jared McCain adjusting to it in Oklahoma City.
Small sample size, but obviously Jared seems like he's been hopping onto a moving train, as you like to put it. Just what have you seen out of him during the stretch that's allowed him to integrate himself so well?
Yeah, I mean, what he's doing is very difficult. It's an unexpected situation for him. He's joining a team that has had success together and has a lot of continuity. And he looks like he has been here, and I think it's a credit to the fact that he is confident and aggressive, but also playing inside of what we do. It reminds me of the way that Caruso and Hartenstein were at the beginning of last year. It reminds me of the way that Mitchell was able to integrate kind of seamlessly. Those guys just plug into the system and they look like they've been here for a long time. And I think it's a credit to his sense, his awareness, his team orientation, his IQ. He's done a great job.
What an embarrassing answer for the Philadelphia 76ers, who the Thunder head coach, again, best team in the league, won the championship last year, said he's in a hard situation. He's come in here and fit in like he's been here. He's got huge IQ, team-oriented, all those things. Meanwhile, the head coach Rock and Roll over here, Nick Nurse, had him standing in the corner waiting for not handling the ball, standing in the corner, not running any offense for him whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Oklahoma City Thunder somehow have found a use for Jared McCain, who all of a sudden looks confident, is not dribbling the ball off his foot anymore, is hitting 35-foot open threes off the dribble, is taking guys to... What an embarrassment for Nick Nurse and Daryl Morey to say that we just can't figure out how to make use of this guy all year long. Can't figure out how to make use of this guy. And he winds up in 3 games. In 3 games. The kid's plus 10 every game on the court. What an embarrassment. I hope this haunts them for the rest of it. I hope the kid makes the Hall of Fame. And it haunts them for the rest of the... Because Daryl's quote... Daryl's quote of "We're confident we sold high on him." It already looks stupid.
Yeah. I'll never for the life understand how they didn't see use or purpose for having a young guard on the team that they just drafted a year ago. And that
who can shoot and handle the ball and pass.
Well when he was playing. I'll never for the life understand that, man. That you didn't have to. Now, if you were telling me you were getting something in return for the assets that you got for him, and I could see that right now, that's different. I don't see that. So now all I got is a first-round draft pick that I'm going to get in June, and I hope I get a player as good as Jared McCain.
Right. You don't think, and look, Jared McCain is not the reason they lost by 50 last night. That's not.
That's not the point.
But when you don't have any guards on your bench, and you are telling everyone that you expect this team to make a deep run in the playoffs, and you don't have the sort of depth that can handle the injury of one guard, one. Quentin Grimes is out. You don't have anybody who can play. What an indictment. Daigneault's quote right there. He fit in seamlessly. What he's doing is difficult. He's playing like he's been here. All those things. And it's not just lip service. You watch it. His first 70 seconds in the game last night, he had 8 points in the first 70 seconds. He's tearing away the steals, and it's just a foolish trade. And Nick Nurse. And it makes me think that Nurse didn't want him to succeed.
And he got a new lease on life, man.
Yeah. He's probably thrilled.
Yeah, exactly. He's getting minutes right now, and he knows he's playing with defending champions. So he wants to go out there and fit in, and they've clearly conveyed to him what they want from him and what they expect from him. He's comfortable.
Yes. How is he comfortable in a week? And we couldn't get Nick Nurse. It is clear Nick Nurse from the very start didn't believe in the kid, didn't want him to succeed this year, or would have run him off screens and would have done things that he is comfortable doing to integrate him back into the team. He played him the 16 or 20 minutes he had to tell the front office that he did it. And at the end, he said, you know what, I can't. What a foolish, embarrassing of all of the Joel Embiid extension and the Paul George trade, the Paul George signing, and all these things that have looked foolish over the last several years. And this one.
It just feels like a Nick Nurse didn't find a way to fit him in.
No, he didn't want to.
Yeah, that's what this feels like. And let me throw this at you. And I'm not just reacting to the last two games that were just bad losses, but the energy around the team has changed from being optimistic to almost back to apathy again.
Well, here's one thing that I think is happening is it was so much easier for the non-Embiid teams to succeed when he wasn't playing. Like when he was at the beginning of the year.
In and out thing.
And now we have this thing where it's sort of the LeBron issue in his prime too. His teams were always very bad when he didn't play. And it's because everything centered around him. And when he wasn't there, so now they're in this thing where he plays, Joel's playing 5 out of every 6 games. They're playing one certain way. Right. And now they have to go back without any reps to doing it. NBA teams hardly practice during the season. And I think you get that sort of, we don't know what we're doing out there when he's not there.
Man, I had a little optimism there for a minute with the Sixers.
We all did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel kind of now maybe because on the West Coast for a week.
Yes, they've been a little invisible.
It feels like the energy's been zapped.
Yeah.
Well, they will have the All-Star break. They'll come back. They better win in New Orleans when the Ricky's there, I can tell you that. Because the Ricky people have not been together on something in a very long time, just something to rally around.
Yeah.
I can tell you the feedback on the McCain trade is not good.
You got your army.
It's not good.
He's got his army fired up.
It's not. They did it without me. I've been floored. We have had more voicemails and emails about this than anything that has happened since they choked against the Celtics.
Yeah.
And that includes last year's nonsense.
Yep.
215.
Hey, John. Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Daryl. What are you doing to me, Daryl?
Yeah, listen, it's a messy breakup, you and Daryl.
It's not a breakup.
Okay.
We're going through a tough time. We're seeing a therapist.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's all about communication.
Yeah.